Welcome in, everybody. TB Sports 27, the Arena Football League season mode here. We have gone through 6, 7, 8 weeks of the regular season. We are officially 8 weeks into this thing, and we're going to look at some stats, some standings, and get you all set up for the second half and what has been our most successful run in arena football. Now, this is our fourth season. I know it says year one, but we played 2 years on our old YouTube channel. You can see those episodes right now on our Patreon page, patreon.com/tbsports27. We also played a year on Road to Glory, or Where the Glory, the sequel to Arena Football on the PS2 with the Kansas City Brigade. This is the most successful run that we have had with any team in Arena Football so far. So, yeah, we are 8-0. The Orlando Predators also at 8-0. Let's show you the standings first. You can kind of see where everyone's standing into this one. Here we are at 8-0. The Utah Blaze and the Gladiators, we just single-handedly took them out. Now, the Blaze were a little more competitive than the others, but we dominated the Gladiators and the Cats, so no problem there. You got SaberCats and the Crush. Now, the two division teams are going to make the playoffs, and then there's two wild cards. So right now it is us leading the way in the Central, and in the West it's the Blaze with the Gladiators and the Cats being your wild card team. So just because they're listed 1 through 6, that are listed here, you got to keep that in mind. That's two division leads and then two wild cards. We got the Chicago Rush coming up next. They're at 2 and 6. There's the rest of the standings in the American. On the national side, the Predators just defeated the Dallas Desperados, so they take full control of the national side, 8-0. We don't see the Predators this season, so that'll be kind of interesting to see if the only time we'd get to play them would be in the Arena Bowl, which at this point is looking like kind of a dream matchup. 8-0 versus 8-0. The Georgia Force runners up to the Arena Bowl last season. They went to the Arena Bowl, split the title in Season 2 with the Columbus Destroyers with the shortened season, and the New Orleans Voodoo, who were in the National Conference semifinals, losing to the Force last season. They're at 4-4. There's the rest of the team with the Tampa Bay Storm. Rare to see them at 1-7. Quick recap of the season. First game was the closest one we have had all year. We went to overtime. We won by 2-point conversion. And then the rest of the way, it has been domination. Look at those scores. It has either been a 20 or 30-point blowout, 77 points there, 55 points there, including this was an undefeated team that we won 59-35. The Crush put up 63. This was the Gladiators, who were 6-2. We beat them 52-27, and the Blaze we just beat, who are the most competitive of the bunch, but taking the loss. Finally, a team broke past 41 points because we had gone, look at that, we had gone weeks since a team broke past 30 points. The Crush finally did it, and then we broke 40 with the Blaze. But controversy because there was a terrible call in that Blaze game that kind of allowed them to make that situation happen. So that was kind of, you hate to see that. Terrible call in that game. Go check it out, but, a couple of these games are getting a little closer. At least that Blaze one. The Crush kind of kept it a little tight as well. So, but it's a perfect 8-0 so far for the Grand Rapids Rampage. And now we're going to take a look at those first half stats. So let's kind of see where everybody is sitting. We're going to go individual, and we're going to go through the whole league. I want to go through all of Arena Football and see where everybody is sitting. So there it is. Actually, let's sort it by yards. So John Dutton, that was week 1. He's the one that gave us the most trouble in week 1. He's got 46 touchdowns. He is your number 1 passer in Arena Football in terms of yards. But in terms of touchdowns, look at number 4 on the list. 54 touchdowns. Shane Stafford, he's leading the way for touchdown passes. Derek Gaffney, who we just got done playing and played very impressively, the rookie quarterback, although down the stretch he kind of started to fold under pressure and play like a rookie. He's got over 2,000 yards, 42 touchdowns, 4 picks, so he's looking good as well. Matt Nagy, who we played with the Georgia Force for 2 years. Of course, maybe more modern fans know him as the former coach of the Chicago Bears. Didn't do so good with the Bears, but here he is here in Arena Football and having another great season with the Arizona Rattlers, the number 3 quarterback in the league. John Kaleo, who we roughed up, a 12-year veteran at this point in time with the Arena Football League. He's got 11 picks on the year. Aaron Garcia. So all these quarterbacks, Aaron Garcia, Kaleo, Gaffney, Dutton. We beat all these guys. We beat them all so far. Fitzgerald's another one. We beat him as well. No problem. Clint Dozell. He is a longtime Arena Football player, longtime Arena Football, Indoor Football League coach. Had many great years in real life with the Dallas Desperados at 35 years old, still getting it done here with the undefeated Orlando Predators. Then you got Josh Ricks doing a nice job there. Michael Bishop as well. Kind of sinks down a little bit his yards. Leon Murray with the Tampa Bay Storm. Only one win for the year for the Storm. Clint Storner of the Dallas Desperados. Scott Rizloff. Man, oh man, these names with the New Orleans Voodoo. Then you got Ryan Van Dyke, Kevin Clancy, Jose Davis, Todd Hamill. 15-year veteran Todd Hamill with the New York Dragons. Craig Wheelahan. Hey, you guys are XFL fans, XFL 2001 fans. Craig Wheelahan, who played with the Chicago Enforcers. We're going to see him in action with the Chicago Rush. So how about that? Joe Hamilton as well. The Chicago looks like they split time between Wheelahan and Hamilton. So maybe a benching or perhaps an injury or something happened at some point in time. But Hamilton, as you can see by the jersey, he was a longtime Orlando Predator quarterback. But in this world, with the Chicago Rush. Michael Bishop is who we had with Kansas City last season. Raymond Filia out for the season. That's a big injury. He played a lot of years with the Chicago Rush. And Cedric Bonner as well. He's a Arena Football legend with the Arizona Rattlers, now with the SaberCats. Tony Graziani injured as well. So a lot of big names you're seeing. Mark Grebe as well, a XFL quarterback that played for the Las Vegas Outlaws and also an Arena Football legend, winning quite a few titles with the San Jose SaberCats. So these are 4 big names that are injured right now in the Arena Football world. Raymond Filia, Cedric Bonner, Tony Graziani, and Mark Grebe. Those are some big, big names. Scott Dreisbach, we played with him with our Georgia Force. He was a backup, so there you have it there. As far as the rushing, you're not going to get a whole lot of excitement as far as rushing goes. Rushing touchdowns, Chad Dukes, but this is a passer's game. That's why the rushers are the linebackers. We had SK Money that said, why is the running back wearing number 42? Why is he wearing number 99? Well, it's because they use linebackers as running backs. So Bob McMillan, man, the LA Kiss. He's the cover athlete as well, the sequel Arena Football game. But you also got Michael Bishop there, who's got quite a few. And that's what we wanted with the Kansas City Brigade, but we never quite got to see that vision play out. Wide receivers, Marcus Nash. We picked him up our second year with the Georgia Force. What a get that was for us. 867 yards for Marcus Nash. 18 touchdowns. There's Willis Marshall just behind. He's only got 40 receptions, but he's got almost as many yards as Marcus Nash. 21 touchdowns. I think 21's got to be leading the way. Aaron Bailey, another Arena Football legend. Corey Fleming. So we got 2 of our guys up in the top. Lawrence Samuels, he's an Arena Football legend with the Tampa Bay Storm. We just saw him in our last game that we played. We got Burley, 707. Andrew Ulrich, 693. Anthony Hines, Jason Shelley. You can kind of look at some of the other scores. Chris Jackson, he was on our Georgia Force team that we had. Go check out those episodes. A little plug, cheap plug for our Bobby Scipio. I got a Bobby Scipio jersey. Go check out our Georgia Force episodes. They're up right now on our Patreon page. People loved them. They were pretty famous. We'll skip past blocking. Let's see. Who's the top sack getter? Joe Jacobs. How about that? 9 sacks leading the Arena Football League. But the Orlando Predators, Demetrius Bendros, 6 INTs. Corey Fleming, 6 INTs. You got Andy Taylor with 5. James Rowe, another Arena Football legend there. How about touchdowns? What do we got for touchdowns? Who's leading the way? We got Bob McMillan, Cornelius White, Lindsey Jackson, and Victor Salam. And kicking, who is your best kicker in Arena Football? Percentages aren't going to be great in Arena Football because the goalpost, the pipes are so small. But Derek Smith, 10 of 15 for the Arizona Rattlers. We got Carlos Martinez right there, Chris Hunter. I didn't think we had missed that many kicks for where's our guy at? Have we missed? Wow. Brian Schmidt. I guess a lot of the time when we are kicking field goals, they're kind of deep. So that's another thing, too, that for Arena Football is these field goal percentages. Not only is it tougher to get Jay Taylor, come on. That's a throwback there. Not only is it going to be tougher to get kicks to go through the pipes because the pipes, the uprights, are so much smaller, but also a lot of the time that when teams are kicking the ball, there's no punting in Arena Football. So a lot of the times teams are just kicking the ball as a punt. So it's going to say 4 of 11 and it looks terrible, but 6 of those kicks might be the team's back on the 5-yard line and they're essentially quote unquote punting the ball away. So field goal stats a little deceiving in Arena Football because so many field goal kicks are basically punts. So keep that in mind as you're seeing a lot of these numbers. Bill Grammatica, come on. As you're seeing those numbers that they're not always going to be, man, there's so many not pictures of players in this game. They're not always going to be accurate because field goals are punts in Arena Football. So, okay, I think that is at least, rankings, right? You can kind of see where we're all sitting, all that fun stuff. I think that's going to do it now. That's a good capper of this episode. So that is where we are, halfway point. SK Money, you just made it. We're going to play one more game. Oh, man, you just made it in time. We just had a crazy game with the Utah Blaze. I think the next game might be another blowout. But we got one more game, so hang tight because we're going to do it coming up next. It is going to be 8-0 versus 2-6. Grand Rapids Rampage, Chicago Rush coming up next. TB Sports 27. We're at the halfway point. Game number 9 is coming up next, TB Sports.